Hey you guys, Paul from NZ Truth Media here. So I've changed my name to NZ Truth Media because that's the avenue I want to go down. Anyway, just a short video again today highlighting what is happening in the media. So we had a post from New Zealand Herald 14 hours ago. So let me just point out that this post has had 29,000 views but only 9 comments. And it says at the bottom, most relevant comments have been selected and some comments may have been filtered out. Some, I think 90% of them have been filtered out. So in that post they targeted the protesters, but they also had this to say about staff and residents in retirement homes catching the Delta variant. So it says here, a fully vaccinated resident at the retirement home in Henderson tested positive for COVID. And then further on in the post it says, today another 7 residents and a staff member have also tested positive for the virus. But aren't they meant to be vaccinated? If you're a staff at a retirement home, you need to be vaccinated, right? And all residents in retirement homes have to be vaccinated, right? So they've left out the part that says they were vaccinated also. They've left that part out. What sort of reporting is this? What sort of reporting is this? Now, they would have to be vaccinated. No nurse can work in a retirement home that is not vaccinated. And I can guarantee you that they will not have any residents in any retirement home in New Zealand that is not vaccinated. I'm 100% sure, unless they've had an exemption. They've not stated that here. This is bullcrap, rubbish. This is junk reporting, guys. So one other issue I'm having is that I cannot find the stats on how many people in New Zealand have caught the Delta variant have been vaccinated opposed to unvaccinated. I can't find those numbers. Now, if you guys know where I can find those numbers, put the links in the comment section and I'll have a look. But for me, I can't find those numbers. Now, I only want those numbers from the Delta variant because previous to that, a lot of people were unvaccinated. This is the sort of bullcrap that's happening in New Zealand. We also have a report from Russia saying that, it says here, almost 3 in 4 Russians chose to gamble with CV by shunning vaccines. It didn't work and the consequences are catastrophic. Okay, the Herald has limited who can comment on this post. Surprise, surprise. Now, the issue is that I cannot find any information, not on this link. I've looked about 15 different articles on this online and I cannot find any stats about how many people were unvaccinated opposed to how many people that were vaccinated. I can't find that information. I don't know where it is. They're not giving out that information. The only thing I hear is that Russia has low vaccination rates. So what's the percentage of unvaccinated to vaccinated people that are actually catching this? I can't find that information anywhere. If anyone knows, let me know in the comment section. So I just want to highlight also more censorship. After moderating this post for a considerable amount of time, the Herald social team has decided to disable comments on this post. This is what's happening, guys. Now, I don't know whether they've changed what is happening slightly, but oh, okay, here we go. Right, I just looked at this before. This article here about unvaccinated people with COVID will put pressure on the health system, cancelling surgeries. Okay, we've got 513 comments. They hadn't censored this post and now they just have. I mean, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. We've still got a lot of comments here that they've let through. They haven't deleted them, but they've stopped commenting on this post. Why? Because they're getting absolutely smashed. Yeah? 90% of the comments are coming in bagging the media and the governments for lying. Yeah? That's what they're doing. So the issue that I have is that if these guys actually reported on how many people have died from getting the vaccine, how many serious adverse side effects that people were having because of the vaccines, I can guarantee you the vaccination rates would start dropping pretty quickly. They wouldn't be up anywhere near where they are at the moment. What I'm interested to know is how many people are going to get the booster, and when the booster comes out, when the booster shot is available for the majority of the public in New Zealand, 1, will they get it? 2, will they be required to have it as part of these mandates, no jab, no job policies? Let's see what happens, yeah? Let's see how many people get that 3rd shot. That's what I want to know. But we're going to know in another year's time when another variant comes out and all these people that got vaccinated are going to start getting sick. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I mean, that's why I've started this channel, and I'm going to get out and start interviewing people because, I mean, I'm just sick of this crap that the New Zealand media are putting out. So I'm just going to leave you with a video that's been circulating on social media. It's from a woman called Michaela Dakin. Is that how you pronounce her name? So it's just her views on what is happening in New Zealand here. Thanks again for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you like. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers.
I'm a human just like you, and I live in this beautiful country, New Zealand, at a time where humanity all over the world is learning a great lesson. We are teaching each other about our power and our limits. We're finding lines in the sand and learning each of us is quite different. And during this journey, I'm finding my own voice, and I'm learning I am worthy of honouring my own choice, and what that looks like and feels like and sounds like both inside and out. Should I craft my words carefully or speak fearlessly without doubt? Because some days I still worry what other people will think. The space between me and them becomes quicksand, and within it I sink. The divide becomes real in my mind and the world turns against me. My comfort zone just a blur in the background where I wish to retreat. But then I remember what I was put here to do. See, I'm a mother, a protector, and a soul just like you. And I choose to see people beyond the ideas that they wear. I choose to stay open, to still love them, and to care. See, to raise my children in love is the reason I'm here. And as a collective, we hold their future. The choices we make right now paints that picture. And I choose freedom over fear. And when I look around at this world and I feel the frequency we are living in, politicians in power abusing the trust they have been given. Roadblock segregation, show your papers. The media pushing lies and propaganda paid out with taxpayers' millions. I choose to speak up because this new normal is not normal. It's free people in prison. State authority over my children's body is not a world I wish to envision. I ask you, why is it we are being told something is safe and effective, whilst the side effects are being hidden? 68 deaths now on MedSafe, but to mention this is socially forbidden? The doctors concerned lose their license or are being painted as villains? They're now passing laws making it a crime to have a different opinion? Hey look, when I share information, I'm not trying to change your decision. Your body, your choice. All I'm asking is in return respect for my choice is given. And when I see the rights of others replaced with mandates, coercion, manipulation and guilt tripping, I will speak up, even when it's forbidden. Because this is an individual medical intervention. It's still experimental, and the manufacturers themselves do not know that it will stop transmission. 94% of deaths had other pre-existing conditions, but still we ignore other aspects of health. No attempts to improve them. Now suicides rising, the economy diving, but I know to these facts you won't listen. How to share information without creating more division. Misinformation, bullying, labels given by our single source of truth. An injection without full approval, just provisional consent deemed safe for our youth. Less protection against the Delta strain, but all the same, you'll need to show your compliance with proof. The science has settled, they say. Well, I thought science was always evolving. Or is all of this noise just the sound of our system imploding? The people rising up, seeing it's the keys to their power they are holding. But wait. The PCR tells us more cases. Did you know this test was deemed unfit for use by its maker? But never mind that, the paid out fact checkers, who surely have no conflict of interest, say this is wrong, so let's keep going on and pretending. Instead of asking questions, just comply while the lockdowns keep extending. Did you know when they said 2 weeks to flatten the curve? It was all along passports they were intending. Your freedoms held at ransom is not freedom. That is the truth they are bending. No faces in the street, no connection, no feeling. Yet you still ask me what rights I think I'm defending? Limits on funeral numbers? Kiwis stuck overseas without a bed free in our detention centre we call quarantine? Trade your sovereignty for some homegrown tickets, imaginary aeroplane trips, or as little as some KFC? I thought this was about health. Do you see them talk about health on your TV? But here I go again thinking that you are against me. Because I read the newspaper headings that say that my choices are selfish and I'm putting others at risk by holding firm my boundaries. But if what you're doing to protect you works, then no need to force it on me. And if it doesn't, and I'm sure it won't when they're ready for booster number 3. Look, I'm not saying there's no pandemic or that Bill Gates will make you magnetic. Well, I mean, I don't know, maybe. But what I'm saying is this. Who is it that's getting rich? It's these companies that were granted by our government indemnity, full immunity from any harm that's caused, no liability. I know we have different views, and your views I am trying to see, but instead of opposing one another, let's try to find a centre, some peace, some harmony. But once we can come together on our similarities, we must also have the grace to not inflict our fears and limitations onto another human space. And that could begin by defining what is you from me. See, some of us have been awakened to the truth that our body is not anyone else's property. We don't wish to live in fear or without social connectivity. We wish to create a new earth without lies, belittlement, corruption and greed. We want to focus on deep healing, holistic living to create healthy communities, treating the root cause of problems, carving new pathways, people uniting. But you continue to tell me to do the right thing? Well, I've looked deep inside, and to me that would be stepping into my power and living with authenticity, listening to my intuition, letting my heart take the lead, pulling my head out the sand, making a stand, and facing what is frightening. And as I said before, I know we see things differently. And maybe these restrictions, the politicians, the rules and conditions bring you a sense of safety amongst the uncertainty. But since we are both humans, we are souls, not enemies. I ask you to look past the narrative you have been told so that maybe you can see. I'm a mother speaking up so our children can be free.